I spent 3 days in Suzhou, one of China's oldest cities. It's famous for its classical gardens, canal streets, and night views. Here's all the cool places I went, plus any costs and tips. Suzhou is less than 30 minutes from Shanghai by high-speed train for only $3 USD. High-speed rail in China is so easy and efficient. Imagine if we had it throughout the US, we'd be a whole different country. I took the metro to my hotel, which was connected to the railway station. I stayed in Guanchan Street, a main pedestrian and shopping street. If you want to be closer to the canals, the Pinjiang Road area is the other main option. I love this hotel I stayed at. It had 2 floors and a swing inside. It was only like $33 a night. I arrived in the afternoon and ventured out to get some food. Here's the vegan food I got. Pinjiang Road is the most well-known historic street in Suzhou. There's stone bridges, canals, tea houses, and small shops. You'll also see people in traditional Han food doing photo shoots. I went back multiple times. I went back to the same vegan restaurant and got some handmade noodles and oat milk tea. Honestly, I don't mind eating by myself when I travel at all. I just listen to an ebook or put on Will Ferrell bloopers. I took the train to Tiger Hill, which ended up being one of my favorite places in Suzhou. The main thing to see is the Yunnan Pagoda, a leaning brick tower completed during the Song Dynasty. There's gardens, pavilions, ponds, and a beautiful bamboo forest. Cost is 70 yuan, about 10 USD. Story time: when I was walking to the metro station, I saw 2 people fighting out front, with police trying to stop and calm them down. And I wasn't scared to walk past them or afraid I'd be caught in a crossfire, or that I witnessed police brutality like I might in the US, or bribery in the Philippines. Most police in China don't even carry guns. Anyways, I walked over to Shantang Street, which is over 1,200 years old and also a UNESCO listed site. It's busy like Pinjiang but wider with more traditional style architecture. It's gorgeous in person. I've heard it's even better in the evening. Okay, no matter how tired I get when I'm traveling, I have to go out at night to see night views and take evening walks. I took a train to Zhange Lake, a large urban lake with the big gate of the Orient. It kind of looks like trousers. I made it in time for the fountain show that's only on Fridays and Saturdays. It would take 3 hours to walk the whole lake. If I had time, I would totally do it. I went back to Pinjiang Road because it's a must-see at night even though it gets really packed. I walked back to my hotel area and checked out Guanchan Street. There's food stalls, tea shops, and retail brands. The streets are wider so the crowds feel less overwhelming. Day 3, my last full day in Suzhou. This tofu and mushroom dish was so good. I walked around Shikwan Street nearby, a more local and trendy street. I walked back to the Pinjiang Road area. If you watch the cdrama Shine On Me, Suzhou was the main city in the show. This will be the busiest spot you'll visit in Suzhou. It's the largest classical garden in the city and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. There's pavilions, walkways, lotus ponds, and rockeries. I spent a lot of time waiting in lines here. Try to avoid a weekend date if you can. Cost is 80 yuan or about $12. I book all my tickets in China on trip.com. My final thoughts on Suzhou and if you should visit. It's a very chill city with lots of things to see, but it's also a very crowded, chill city. So if you don't particularly like walking in big crowds, you might not enjoy it, or just try to avoid visiting on the weekends. And make sure you get out of the main tourist areas. There's lots of things to see outside of city center. I'm off to the city of Wuxi nearby for a day trip before my flight to do some hiking in Hunan. See you in the next city. That was good enough. I did a quick day trip to the city of Wuxi, which is only 20 minutes from Suzhou by high-speed train and only $3. The lady approached me while looking for storage lockers. She led me to the sushi restaurant where they have my stuff near the back. for like 20 yuan. I just decided to trust them because I know. I visited Nanchang Temple, one of Wuxi's oldest Buddhist temples, originally built during the Southern Dynasty. I'm gonna fangirl for a sec. In the same area is a bookstore made popular by the Chinese actor Zhange Linghe. His photos are plastered throughout the small bookstore. The grandma who runs it is super sweet and insisted on a free photo shoot. She took like 30 photos of me and directed my poses. Of course, I'm hella awkward. We communicated using my limited Mandarin skills and Google Translate. She even gave me a photo card. Then I visited Nanchang Street, a main historic street along a canal district. It's lined with Qing Dynasty style architecture, tea houses, restaurants, and shops. Next up, I had to visit the spots from the cdrama Shine On Me. Wuxi is Xiguang's hometown. I love seeing the fictional world that people create from real life locations. Then I took a taxi to Huishan Ancient Town. Sites are spaced out in Wuxi. You're gonna have to take some taxis to save some time. This ancient town is known for its ancestral halls, over 100 family clan temples clustered together. This was probably my favorite site I visited in Wuxi, plus it's surrounded by greenery and mountains. There's so much to do in Wuxi that I didn't get to, especially nature and historic sites. Thankfully, my luggage was still at the sushi spot. I then took the metro to the airport. Getting around China is so easy. Headed to Zhangzhou next for some hiking. See you in the next video.